Hello, friends. Good morning to all of you. In the last lecture, we have studied the optical brightness. In this lecture, we are going to study the diaryl pyrazine derivatives and its structures. Firstly, we study the structures. Structures is the attached to one another. There are three structures. One of it is the benzene rings, another one is the nitrogen containing rings, and another last one is the benzene rings. Both attached, they are all are in the series. One ring attached, terminal ring attached with the X atom. X may be the acidic group or ester group or the sulfonic groups. Another terminal attached with the Y groups. That Y group may be hydrogen or the chlorine atoms. So sulfonated derivatives means sulfonic group, that is SO3H groups, may be present there. It is the effective brightening agents. Pyrazolene derivatives is the effective brightening agents, and diaryl pyrazolines derivatives having the structure shown below. Their sulfonated derivatives can be applied. Sulfonated derivatives means X is replaced by SO3H. At that time it is called as sulfonyl derivatives or sulfonated derivatives. Their sulfonated derivatives can be applied with detergents in the form of dispersions or in the solutions. The general structure consists of two rings attached through pyrazolene rings. Pyrazine derivatives are used for the brightening wools and synthetic fibers. So it is the dyeing agents used for the dyeing the wools and synthetic fibers. Brightening agent also and dyes also. These are the benefits and the structures of the pyrazolene derivatives. Next one is the structure and properties of the cotton as a natural fibers. Structure and properties of cotton as a natural fibers, and also class of the dyes applied to it. So firstly we will study the structures of the cotton. Cotton is the natural fibers, natural cellulose. Cotton is the structures having the glucose molecules, in which two glucose molecules attached by the oxygen atoms, oxygen linkage. This is the structures arranged in the form of ring structures, and it is the polymer chains. Cotton is a natural occurring cellulosic fibers, and it is the source is the plant source. In the India, farmers are cultivating the cottons. This is the big crops cultivated in the Vidarbha regions of Maharashtra. Many of the farmers are dependable on this cotton source. It is a cotton plants is cultivated in the rainy seasons in maximum India, where no irrigation facilities available. If irrigation facility available, the farmers are giving the waters irrigations, and some cottons are also arriving in the winter season also. So maximum farmers of the Vidarbha regions are cultivating the cottons, means the India is the big cotton cultivating country. We are exporting the cottons also, and nowadays governments are also interested to purchase the cottons in the ginning factories. So the as the large amount of productions in the India and large amount of farmers are cultivating these cottons, so it has the big importance in the industrial purpose. So these cottons are in the simple forms are converted into the raw materials, or in the separating the seeds in that cottons and making the simple and usable cottons in the industries. That cottons are transferred to the industries for the various purposes, for the cloths and the fabrics preparations, and their needs of the various types of dyes. So which types of dyes is suitable to cotton is depend upon the its structures. Means if which type of dye is added, that gives the again brightness to the structures also. So cotton fiber is made up of purely cellulose units. Cellulose units are made up of linearly arrangements, chain of biglucose units with the bridges of the ether linkage, means oxygen attached, means it is the types of ethers. One glucose molecule considered as the one R, another glucose molecule considered as the another R. Two R groups attached to the oxygens, means ROR, it is considered as the ether linkage. So this is the most important structures to study the which types of brightening agents useful for that. Structures are the having the biglucose molecules, and biglucose molecules having the oxygen groups attached in the form of a hydroxy group, OH groups, hydroxy group attached. Primary and the secondary alcoholic groups likes are acids groups, are side groups of the biglucose units, which makes the fiber highly hydrophilic. Means the cotton is as the cotton easily absorb the waters, only because reason is because of this hydrophilic groups, means OH hydroxy groups are the theirs. Question may be asked in the MCQ format or in any Viva in practicals of the drug and dyes, that why cotton is the hydrophilic in natures, why it is not hydrophobic in natures. So this explanation is better and proper to give the answer of that questions. Only these groups, means OH groups, at each carbon atoms there is a hydroxy group attached, means the number of hydroxy group attached means the number, it is a more and more hydrophilics. Cellulose units are neither acidic nor basic in natures. Next is the big questions that we have studied the structure of the cottons. Now which types of the dyes are useful so that it will give the more sharpness to the cotton and makes more shining and good lookings. So the types of the dyes to be applied depends upon the this structure of the fibers. Fiber may be hydrophilic or the hydrophobic. By considering these properties, various fibers can be dyed. Which different class of the dyes, and the cotton is the dye printed with the direct dyes or the wet dyes or solubilized dye or azoic reactive dyes, and the pigment emulsions. Means the number of types of dye can be suitable for these cottons. As these structures having the flexibility, that's why the more of the types of dyes can be useful. We have studied in the previous lectures about the direct dye. Wet dye is also useful for that. Solubilized dye means it is firstly soluble in water, then applied. This type of class has solubilized dye. And azoic reactive dye is also useful for the cottons, and the pigment emulsion dye is also applied to the cottons. So these are the most important types of dyes useful for the dyeing. The various types of the dye to be applied depend on the chemical structure of the fibers, and the fiber may be hydrophilic or the hydrophobic. By considering these properties, various fibers can be dyed. Which different class of the dye? The cotton is a dye printed with direct dye, wet dye, solubilized dye, azoic reactive dye, and the pigmented dye. This is the most important questions. This question is asked many times, as the cotton is the easily available in India, and this is the main source for the preparation of the fabrics, cloths. So this is having the more importance, and structure is also most important of the cottons. Structure is very simple. As you know the structure of the glucose molecules, then you can easily draw the structure of the cottons, because it is the biglucosic ether type structures attached by the ether linkage. So this is all about the cottons and types of dye used for the cottons. This is asked for the 5 marks, and this is the most important. So the friends, in the next lecture we will study the polyester as a synthetic fiber and the structure of the polyesters. Polyester is also type of the fabric cloths used in the day-to-day lives. We will discuss it is in the next lecture. Thank you very much.